So this is gonna be a weird angle. And I'm looking at my cell phone, so it's not the greatest camera. And my babies are asleep, so I'm gonna try not to talk too loud. So, anywho, I'm gonna try to jump in this quite quickly. I haven't been able to post a bunch of videos for you guys in the last 2 years because I had 2 babies. And that really changes your day a lot. And I also have an online job. So when my babies are asleep, I usually do my online job. And and then some days, unfortunately, that's the only time I have to do anything. So I have to do other things as well, like, normal life, get tags for a vehicle and basic, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so why am I getting on here aside from this? I wanted to tell you guys that going forward, I'm probably not going to be doing very many beauty videos like I have in the past. And if that is something that's the only reason you were here for, I wanted to tell you so you don't, I don't know, I don't want you to have to stick around if you don't like the content, because it's probably not going to be tutorials anymore. And it's been 2 years, so I doubt you were expecting them anyways, I did want to get on here and tell you guys about a new direction I'm probably going to go. I have to be able to do this with minimal, what am I trying to say? I need more coffee today. Minimal edits, because I don't have the time to edit, because editing is very time consuming. So how can I give you good content without a lot of edits? And so that's what I'm kind of figuring out right now. What do I give you guys? And I like doing YouTube. I think it's really fun. And so what can I give you that's of value that I can even fit into my already busy mom life? So I thought I'd get on here and kind of tell you why I'm veering away from the beauty field, aside from the fact that I don't have time for it. I originally started a beauty channel because, let's see, I'd have to go back pretty far to explain this, so I'll try to be quick. When I came home from college and I broke up with my boyfriend, and I was very, very heartbroken after a really rough breakup, and I started kind of drowning in the things I really loved, like working out and music. And my dear friend who was my roommate in college, she always had beautiful makeup. And I asked her, how'd she get so good at makeup? And she had told me in college that she watched YouTube videos. So I kind of just started watching YouTube videos, and I already did pretty decent makeup. But my brother said, you do nice makeup. You should do YouTube videos of you doing makeup. And so I just started watching YouTube videos of makeup. And I kind of enjoyed it. It gave me something to think about and to play with. Even though the real reason I ever even got into makeup was because I had horrible acne. And I was a performer. And so I wanted to, look decent and hide the acne. And I was an insecure young girl, so how do I hide the acne and feel pretty? And so that's actually why I even got into makeup. And so then the reason I started the YouTube channel was a month after not even quite a month, after my husband and I got married, my grandmother passed away, and she actually lived right across the street from me at the time. And, it's gonna hit me even now. Stop it, Casey. Stop it, okay. And it really got to me, and I needed something to do to distract myself from that. And I was also trying to make a living at home so I could do music. And if every job I would commit to locally wouldn't give me the flexibility to go play music on the weekends and stuff like that. So I was aiming to create an online stream of revenue. And because I had to learn it all very firsthand and not have the money to pay anyone to do certain things for me or to teach me anything, I really did the school of hard knocks and just taught myself and made my mess ups and figured it out. And so that's when I started my beauty channel, at my brother in the background of my head saying, you should make videos of you doing makeup and you should do a Shopify store. And so I just took it and ran with it. And I posted one picture on Instagram and people loved it. Even brands had liked it. And so I was like, let's try, I'll do it. And I learned that it was hard, especially when you're busy and doing a lot of things for other people, to have that consistency that was needed, and kind of trying to find my I don't know. I wanted to place good content for people so that they would see the positive side in the beauty community, because I had seen a lot of videos where people were very, very conceited, very vain, and very mean. And I was like, let's show that you can like beauty products and care about taking care of yourself without being so vain and cruel. And I found quite a few people on YouTube who are already doing that, so I don't really need to fill that gap for them, because truthfully, makeup was not my true passion. And when I was talking to my husband one time, and I had asked him what he thought, what I was passionate about or something, and he said, well, probably makeup, because I have this channel. And I was like, wow, I've been lying to myself, because I like makeup. I mean, I'll go into Ulta and I'll oodle and awe over everything. And I like to play with makeup when I put it on. I don't usually just do mascara. I mean, I usually like to put a little more on than that, obviously. And so it's not that I dislike makeup, but it's not like something that makes my heart flutter constantly. It's not my main drive. I'm passionate about a lot of other things. And I mean, I'm an outdoors girl. I'm probably more passionate about getting out and going camping. And something my husband and I have found that we love together is we like to ride side-by-sides. And I really enjoy that with him. And I got to ride a dirt bike for the first time with him, and I haven't been able to do that in a while since I had babies. But I am very passionate about a lot of things that aren't makeup, and I actually really, really enjoy, this is something if you know me well, I am like obnoxiously into really deep stuff. So like half of the things I watch on YouTube are theological reviews or I don't even know how to explain it to an audience that might not understand this, but I am a deep thinker. Like if I'm sitting there, I don't sound like it and I don't look like it probably, but if I'm sitting somewhere and my mouth is closed, I'm probably trying to solve some intense problem for the world. I'm like trying to cure cancer, or not cure cancer, but solve world hunger, or solve this huge big thing, or save babies. I mean, I am deeply in thought. What are the motives behind this? Is it objective truth or subjective truth? And how do you explain this to people? And to be totally honest with you, when I drive, I like write messages. I like write sermons while I'm driving. And I probably just lost several viewers because I admitted that, but it's true. It's who I am. And so I am trying to think, how can I use my real passions in a very authentic, not a huge amount of editing to do way that gives you guys value. So currently I'm debating that in my head. I was debating, do I do videos about minimalism, since I've kind of started into this strange journey in minimalism? Do I do videos about the deep stuff that I'm always looking into? Do I do videos for like family content? I debated doing a channel about like advice for my kids' future, and then make it applicable to other people so it might help you. And I have some ideas in my head of what I'd call it, stuff like that. Or should I just come on here and sing on occasion and just, I don't know, be silly, sing a song, because that's what I'm good at. And I don't honestly know yet. I have been playing with things in my head and trying to figure out what to do going forward. And I really debated the minimalism thing for a while, because there's so many people who already do it great online though, so should I really jump into it or not? Because what's interesting is that there's a huge population of the world, or a huge portion of the world does not have the same amount of excess that we do in America. And they are hurting for more. So sometimes minimalism seems stupid, that we would get rid of things when there's other people out there like would kill to have anything. Not literally kill, but they would love to have some of the things we have that we take for granted. And then there's the fact that we live in such a consumerist society, and we're constantly being marketed to by people who literally, I mean, they have like degrees in how to get your attention to purchase something. And so we fall into purchasing things we don't really need, and then we're buried in our stuff and we can't find it, and so we can't use it even though we spent money on it. And so the American dream becomes this issue for us, even though it's still someone else's American dream. So where's the balance of still being a good steward of what you own and you're not just tossing everything? And then the balance of not buying into constantly needing something, constantly trying to become more content by buying more and more and more, and balancing and being content with the little things and the simple things, and having less. And what's interesting is that when we were going to move to a tiny home and it fell through because of COVID years back, if I can, I'll try to link a video that I explain that. But anyways, we lived in a cabin for only a couple months without running water and with only minimal, we had 2 lights, so not really much electricity either. But we spent most of the day down in town, and our church was very kind as to let us use a lot of their facilities. So it wasn't that we were completely lacking, it was just different than the average American life. And in that time when we would drive up the mountain, I was pregnant. I was my first trimester, very nauseated. But I realized I brought all this stuff up there to help us feel at home, and there was only certain things that still gave me that joy. Like, I loved having a couple pictures on the wall that I really loved, like, that made me feel homey. But I brought books, and I brought all kinds of dishes. I brought all kinds of stuff that I had. Even though I downsized to move into a tiny home, I still had quite a bit. And so I brought all this stuff up the mountain, only to realize I was living out of a backpack every day going down the mountain, and I didn't need all those things. And when I got into this when we bought our house and I had all this space, I was like, stuff just doesn't mean that much to me. I didn't need it. All I needed was my husband and my dog, and I was brewing a baby. But at the time I realized, like, people and moments are what I need. I don't need all this stuff. I brought all this stuff up here to make me think it would make me feel happy, and it wasn't what I needed. So it really gave me a new perspective to think, wow, that's so little that we actually need to be content. And if I think back to earlier times where people wanted more and we've advanced, and that's a beautiful thing, but people lived with less, and they knew how to be content with less. And it wasn't a constant cycle of wanting more and more and more. And so I stumbled upon a gal here on YouTube called The Minimal Mom, and I started eating up her content. And what's really funny looking back is I thought, she has too little. That's not enough stuff. Like, that is too little stuff. And then as I got on board the train, I was getting rid of more, and I was like, yeah, more. You know what? I want to go beyond this. And I wanted less than even what the Minimal Mom had. And so if you go watch her channel, you'll see what I'm saying. So then I found this gal, her name is Marissa Zen, I believe, and her channel is called A to Zen Life. And though I don't share all of her same opinions, I loved her simplicity, and I thought, man, that's some extreme minimalism. And to be honest, I would love to make it to that state. But I'm definitely not there yet. And there are some minimalists I've seen on YouTube that I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go that far. But that's okay, because that's what minimalism is, living with what you need and what brings you joy. It's not maximalist having all kinds of stuff. So there's not necessarily a button that says, or a button, that's probably not the right word. There's not like a rule that says you are now a minimalist. It's kind of a felt out thing. And I'm not a giant fan of things that are like that. I'm very much like, I like my objective truth, and I like having a direction or where that truth comes from. And so the fact that people are like, minimalism is this wavy truth and there's no box that makes you a minimalist, I don't love that. But what's funny is that, I mean, if you have less, significantly less than the average Joe, you're probably leaning towards minimalism. If you have 10 items of clothing and like next to no things, you're probably on extreme minimalism. There's kind of a stratosphere of it. Anywho, I could go down the rabbit hole there. I have started to become a minimalist. And what's really funny is that in the beginning I thought minimalists were crazy, and now I'm like, I love it, because there's so much less. I had spent so much time every morning cleaning and tidying up the crap all over, like over and over again. And now it takes me, even though I still have more than I want, it takes me significantly less time to make the whole place look good. And if I have one nap time, I can make the whole place look great and probably mop the floors, clean the tub, do everything I need to, and have the place beautiful, ready to go for people to come over, which would not have been a thing of the past, or a thing in the past. And I use what I love more rather than having to go search for something to wear. I don't, every single day I'm not looking in the mirror going, oh, I'm so fat, or even though I'm significantly heavier than I was. But, uh-oh, I might have a baby waking up. Might have to come back. Even though I have, I'll be right back. I'm not sure how long this will last. She's stirring, so I might have to go get her. She's kind of waking up, deciding if she's gonna go back to sleep or not. Anyways, even though I'm significantly heavier because I just had a baby and I'm on my way to losing weight to get back to normal, I don't spend time being upset with myself at the closet every day because I have so many options and I don't feel good in any of them. I have my favorite options and I feel great in almost all of them. I'd like to get to the point where I just feel good in all of them. And I don't have anything beyond that. And I have like 16 hangers in my closet, and that's like a large majority of my wardrobe, and that feels like too much. And I have like maybe four or five pairs of jeans, and 3 pairs of leggings, and 3 pairs of workout leggings. And I know in my true skinny wardrobe I have significantly more than that, so I'll have to downsize that again. But I have learned that I love less. I love having what I love and not having to have like decision fatigue because I'm trying to find an outfit for 20 minutes. It's like the first one I grab is the one I wear and I feel good about it. And I don't have to search my whole house for an item because I know where it is because there's less and I've been through it. And my husband's always shocked because he's like, have you seen this? And I'm like, yeah, it's next to this over there and blah, blah, blah. And I give him all the specifics and he's like, I don't know how you do that. And that's partially my own personality. But having less has made that so possible. And I have, I've cleaned for people over the years and I've seen them have duplicates and things that they didn't even know they had because they had so many of them or hadn't got to it and they just had so much stuff and they just keep buying stuff. And I've learned that a lot of times people will continue to buy organizational items thinking that's going to make them organized when really you have to pare back what are you using and then organize it. And I could just talk about this for forever and I should probably just shut up and sum up this video. But essentially, I have become someone who's trying to become a minimalist, and not a minimalist who just throws things out, but someone who's very intentional. And I use what I have. I try to purchase less and love what I have. It makes me more content. I'm not constantly saying, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had this. It helps me save money for sure. And not that I was really ever a big spender, but it's when you go to the store to go shopping, you're not just like, oh, that's cute, let's buy it. It's like, where would I put it? Do I have money for that? Is that actually something I'm gonna value? It makes you a smarter shopper. And that being the case, how does that link to the beauty world and why I won't be doing beauty videos going forward, aside from the fact that I don't have time to edit them and do long tutorials. That's a lot of makeup to buy, and that's a lot of makeup to keep, and a lot of it expires, and that also takes time to go through it to decide what to show you guys. And I have to purchase that in my own pocket, whereas there's a lot of beauty people out there that are getting these things sent to them and they're showing you great videos already, so I don't necessarily need to be redundant to keep showing them to you because there's already people out there doing it. And I downsized my makeup from like I had my own little beauty room, and now I have a box that's about this big, and that's still a lot for a minimalist. Then it like pulls out with 3 little layers, and I have my eyeshadow palettes and brushes in the bottom, and some lips and mascara and foundations, and I still have probably significantly more than the average minimalist. But I have pared down to that much. And so that being the case, my videos would not be like reviews of new products. It might be like different looks. And I could probably do looks for days and you just match the colors maybe. But that requires the time to edit it and the time to record it. And that is very hard with 2 children under 2. My son is almost 2 years old though. And yeah, anyways. Being a mom is an absolutely phenomenal thing that I didn't know I wanted, and I love it. But it does change your reality, and becoming a mom and going through so many things has really brought out the real me. And the real me is not. I'm just not dying passionate about beauty videos. So I want to change that a little, and share maybe what I'm more passionate about with you guys and things that would still help you and still give value to your life. So that being said, I'm going to shut up now. I've talked for way too long. You can tell I need more coffee because this ADHD girl could use some more coffee. I'm telling you, if you're ADHD, coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. It is like the only cure, not that it's a disease or anything. If you truly use it, it can make you very, very productive. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. If you have stayed this long, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time with who knows what. Bye, guys.